Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Today's title is Watching Brothers Fight for 20 Years Straight. Let me start with a little story today. So there was 5 kids in my family of origin, 4 of them brothers, which means by definition, we were fighting all the time, day and night, year after year, for about 20 years. Basically, my mother watched us fight for 20 years, watching us rival, be at war with each other in a sense. Until one day she asked, exasperated probably, she cries out, "When are you children going to get along?" And I said, "When we go to college." Well, I think the story illustrates the desire of a parent, this higher power in our story to see her children, to see the kids get along with each other. Now, similarly, I think God desires people to get along with each other. Now, why is that? Because mankind was designed to be at peace with God, but also to be at peace with each other. Now, the problem is both of those relationships were broken by the fall in the garden. So what happened that day in the garden wrecked not only the fellowship of us walking well with God, but also walking well with each other. So here today, we have broken relationships both between man and God as well as man with man. How are you going to fix this? Peacemaking. Matthew 5, verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Sons of God. So we are built for fellowship with God, peace with God. Now the problem is, as we stand here today, we are not at peace with God in our current condition. There's hostility, if you will, between God and man because of sin. Sin separates us. So this hostility between man and God is solved by actually, ironically, an ultimate act of violence, which is this substitutionary crucifixion that satisfied the righteous wrath of God. And also, not only were we meant for peace with God, but peace with each other, for peace with man to man. And we are not, by our nature, we are not at peace with man in our current condition either because of the fall. So Matthew 5:9, again, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. So who are these people? These men that help others become peacemakers with God. We call those people peacemakers, or evangelists, or pastors, or teachers. And those who help men become at peace with other men are called peacemakers. So how did God design us relationally? Well, 2 things. Be at peace with him, be at peace with other men. But both relationships are affected by the fall. And because God designed us to be at peace with other men, to restore us to that state as we are today, as difficult as it may be, it is a godly, small g, godly activity. So this returns us to a state that God designed us to be in, which is one person to be at peace with another person, one people group to be at peace with each other, and all nations to be at peace with each other under the umbrella of a peaceful relationship with God. So these peacemakers that help people do this are called sons of God, and rightly so, for returning us to peace with God and peace with other men is a godly, small g, undertaking. And I think that God would like nothing better, just like my mother, to see his children come home to the kingdom, that is, restore relationship with himself and become believers by faith. And similarly, I think God, just like my mother, would like nothing better to see his children get along. So my mother was involved in the peacemaking in her little kingdom for about 20 years. I'm sure it was exhausting, but it was holy, it was pious, and it was godly. So God desires people to get along with each other. Why? Because mankind was designed to be in fellowship with him, and mankind was designed to be in fellowship with each other. That harmony is broken by the fall between both God and man with man. And how are we going to fix it? By peacemaking. So I think this story illustrates the desire of God for all mankind. That is, to be involved in the restoration of relationships among men, among peoples, among nations. Those are holy endeavors, and the person that makes such efforts can be understood as a pious, doing the work of God on earth. And to be such a person is to be a person who is established and walking with God, and then to be involved with this holy undertaking. To be doing such a godly activity of peacemaking would then lead one to be called, that's right, a son of God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. All right, let's take us out here practically. I think we should be praying for your president, your king, your queen, your prime minister. Pray for them and the peacemaking of your nation to other nations. And I think we can pray that we might submit to his desire of peacefulness, of a restored relationship with him and restored relationship amongst men. And then finally, and you can write this down, peacemake in the kingdom that God has given you. Now, that could be your family, it could be a singular relationship or a friendship, it could be a relationship with a spouse, somebody at work, or relationships in a church, or maybe in your neighborhood. Either way, in all these relationships, seek to be a peacemaker. That is, peacemake in the kingdom of God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Go be a son of God today. Thanks for listening.